last week's episode of Chapo Trap House, our heroes learned that mixing rocketry with romance is a recipe for ruination. Can the Capone boys get to the bottom of this cosmological caper in time to abort Enoch Musk's torpedo of terror? Or will they suffer the slings and arrows of the mad magnate's outrageous fortune? Find out on this week's thrilling conclusion to Musks of Malarathatep.
What follows is canon. Professor Hackenbush, you wake up and you're back in the penthouse suites at Tachyon Labs.
Oh, thank God for that.
You're in Slimes' room.
Even better.
You see Chadwick and Slimes. They're in bed and they're making love, but their bodies are obscured.
I'd like to get a better look at this for research purposes.
Frantically, you run around the bed trying to get a better view, but the result is the same. No matter where you stand, you can't see anything but their heads.
This reminds me of growing up.
Chadwick sees you, and a pang of fear shoots through your heart. He says,
"Oh, hey Mac, your sister say anything about me?" Nah, I'm just playing. I don't give a shit about her anymore. The pussy was trash. Yo, why do you care so much about Enoch's rocket? You want to huff his rocket, bro? That's pretty dandy, ain't it?
Slimes laughs at you. You're rapidly losing sanity and the will to live. What do you do?
Maybe I'll try to explain to them that we were waylaid on the road back to the hotel.
It sounds like you palookas should just give up. Also, why you keep trying to explain things? You know shit? Do you learn? That's pretty dandy. Learning is dandy, bro.
Well, I assure you, sir, I'm not a catamite, but if I were, I wouldn't be interested in you or your the woman. Obviously not the woman, but not you either.
He's making, that same very strange, rickety arm gesture. Chad's bicep grows larger and larger until it consumes your entire field of vision. You feel every pulse of his thick veins hard against your face, and then it all goes black again. Dr. Pennyfarthing,
Yeah.
You're back in the cafeteria at Tachyon Labs.
Okay.
Tables are full with animated scientists and engineers all chattering enthusiastically over big flagons of that white beverage, periodically making that facial expression of surprise and excitement. You're standing over a table of 3 of them, talking about your show. Oh, good heavens. Did you see that Capone Speakeasy is doing an interview with Enoch Musk? The 3 of them go, ah, and make that face. Heavens to bacon, I love him. I love him so much that I work for him and live in his house. That episode is going to be so much this. I bet William Hackenbush is going to drop some epic science bombs on us. Well, I bet Lieutenant Cumtree is going to introduce another hilarious character, like the Bulgarian mailman, or what if Woodrow Wilson were a revenant? Surely the only thing that won't be epic will be Dr. Pennyfarthing, who's categorically the worst member of this radio show. I bet Dr. Pennyfarthing will deliver yet another one of his boneheaded tirades about the need for a mass working class movement to replace the genitals of humans with those of livestock.
Well, I can't say that I'm not perturbed by this insouciant prattle. My hand, I must admit, strays towards the pommel of my sword cane. I have a strong urge to cut this ragamuffin's head clean off, but I out of decorum and a need to maintain operational security, stifle these feelings, and I guess I just sit here and listen for more actionable intelligence.
The door-to-door survey we did about our show revealed that, while 67% of respondents say I'm the most aware of the Slavic problem, you're in fact the plurality of listeners' favorite host. So, don't worry about these guys.
It's that knowledge that will keep me from just slicing this half-wit in twain.
Yeah, don't read the pamphlet that our fans hand out.
Matt, the next thing you hear...
Not good, dude.
The third
Toxic
one...
community.
The third one says, perhaps Dr. Pennyfarthing will find himself in another hullabaloo akin to the time he posed for an autochrome at Fatty Arbuckle's house.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Matt, a server walks by holding a shiny silver platter. You glance into it. The reflection that peers back is not your own, but that of one of these men, one of these scientists with an unkempt beard and a jaw so slack it hangs several inches beneath the top of your mouth. Felix.
What's up?
You're on a brilliant green field. In the distance, you see tiny cities, mesas, a swamp, a desert. Water surrounds this land. You're on an island. You're playing hoop and stick. You're doing an extremely good job, moving the stick in a circle with expert precision. But your teammates are floundering. One of them is merely doing an erratic dance like a Quaker might do. Another says, I need sticks. Then they all say, I need stick. Do you have sticks? Can I get a stick? Seemingly out of nowhere, flaming hoops soar through the air. When they make contact with your teammates, they explode like sticks of dynamite. You look all around you, but you can't see your antagonist or antagonists. You can only hear the hoops whooshing through the air. Make a dodge roll.
That is a 2.
Really? 002?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a fucking god, dude.
You dodge a hoop about to decapitate you. You look up, and on the high ground is that burly man from earlier, that Chadwick from the factory. He's pushing 5 flaming hoops at once.
Mac, how come you keep losing to these kids?
Yeah, first of all, I don't really have the best peripherals. I actually have a job that demands me to wake up early, and often I'm less well rested than these children I'm playing against. And also, actually, kids have better reflexes, so it's actually amazing I'm winning as many games as I have. And also, fuck you. If I had longer fingers, I would be able to maneuver the stick better and the hoop. And also, it's fucking RNG. It's luck.
Yo, self-pity, that's the cat's pajamas. Why don't you give it up? Why don't you give up and go back to New York where you belong?
All right, he's hit the rage button. I'm about to rage on my stick and hoop stream. Have a heated stick and hoop moment. I'm gonna call a good Protestant a papist. You know why everyone thinks we have a toxic culture?
You can do one thing. What do you do?
All right, I want to argue with Chad.
Okay, what do you say?
Oh yeah, how many fucking games have you won, dude?
He cackles at you and then sends all 5 hoops towards you. I'll say one thing you can do is make a dodge roll, but I require a hard success, which is to roll half your dodge or lower.
Got to get under 15. Let's go. All right, no, I didn't technically get a hard success. This is 27. Roll better, but I do want to point out that Chad, that's not an argument. So laugh at me and throw that fucking flaming bullshit at me. Oh, and you have explosives, dude. Wow, you're really fucking skilled, man. You're so good at the game, Chad.
You dodged the first 4 hoops, but you turn your head in the last second. The first one crashes into your face. Everyone, make a sanity roll, please.
All right.
Well, I failed.
Oh, thank God I passed.
Oh dear, I failed as well.
Yeah.
Matt, Felix lose 1 sanity.
Man, are y'all Donkey Kong?
For your
'Cause you're
unnerving
bananas.
dreams. Matt and Will lose 2 sanity.
20.
No, I'm down to 17.
17. Teetering on the edge of insanity.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn, I think my friend got BPD. Fuck.
The 3 of you awaken. You have massive headaches, and that bumpy ride isn't helping. Your arms and legs are bound. You're on some sort of truck bed. It's the crack of dawn. You see the morning sun piercing through the tops of gigantic redwood trees. Now what?
We could. How about we attempt to loosen our bonds by I'm just gonna sort of roll over and position my mouth near one of your sort of nether regions and try to bite through the ropes binding you together.
All right.
Tightly but snugly.
Okay, let's go.
You do that, and you hear a banging from the cab of the truck. Hey, cut that shit out.
Why don't you mind your fucking business? What happens in a open truck bed is none of your business.
Here's what happens. At the very least, even though you're tightly bound, you can still kind of sit up in the truck and see your surroundings. The truck passes through a wooden palisade and then slows to a crawl. These grounds are not at all like the natural surrounding vegetation. These grounds are lush and fertile. A well-manicured topiaries abound. There are gorgeous fountains, statues of nude men, warriors, emperors, gods in the classical style. Peacocks roam around. In the distance, you see men like the ones who assailed you, all clad in black with black berets doing jumping jacks. On another side, you see men sitting in a circle, cross-legged, periodically crying and yelling.
Damn, this is the kind of gym I wish I had.
The truck crawls to a halt in front of a gorgeous wooden chalet. The men from the cab get out, and they loosen your bonds. They drag you in front of another man. You see he has a badge on his black tunic. It just says the number 2. He greets you.
Number 2, dude. You're the officer of poop. I didn't say that to him, but I had that in my back pocket. If things get bad, don't worry, I have that one.
Officer, these I'm bound in such a way that it's cutting off circulation into my wrists, and this is not a proper shibari style bondage, which is of what I'm used to, and can basically prevent any kind of safety hazards. And, like when doing a role play scenario.
Officer, I just want to say to you, I honor your service and sacrifice. I was disgusted the way that Shoeless Joe Jackson knelt when they played Captain of the World Series.
Ignoring what you say, he bows ever so slightly and says, Capone boys, it is a pleasure to have you here in the walled garden. I give you my most sincere apologies for the way that we brought you here, because this location is very much so a well-guarded secret, and we don't know yet if we can trust you.
Well, yeah, no, dude, you can trust... No, dude, I keep all the secrets. Like, my cousin told me that he has a cleft dick, and, like, I've held that as a secret until now. You're the first person that's found out about it.
How about if the first step to establishing trust is respecting my safe word, Calvin Coolidge? My safe words are Calvin Coolidge. I'm saying Calvin Coolidge right now, and I'd really like to, untie these bonds, sister.
He nods, and the other men untie your bonds.
Well, that's the first step on the road to trust. Now, maybe you'd like to know something about myself. Dr. William Hackenbush.
We know
phrenologist.
We know quite a bit about you. In fact, many men come here to the walled garden with knowledge of your program.
Well,
cool.
Seems to have gone from bad to better. How about, who are you and where are we?
My name is Tu. You're in Northern California, in the walled garden, the compound of the great psychoanalyst Jurgen Peterman.
Without knowing anything about this guy, he sounds pretty cool.
You all know about this guy. He's one of the most famous intellectuals of your time. He's part archaeologist, part philosopher, part psychoanalyst. In fact, a very new field, of course. He was very, very big during the first 2 decades of the century, but in the past few years, he disappeared from the public eye.
Wow. Mr. Jurgen Peterson, this is... When I saw his lecture that he gave on the Edison film Train Pulls Into Station and how it's undermining essential masculine values in our society, I was rapt and it changed my life, sir.
Yeah, he destroyed Steamboat Willie. He absolutely obliterated
No, I mean,
that film.
the Betty Boops are weakening our society.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like when the way she danced with those ghosts, that was a cheery, like an eerie premonition of totalitarianism.
Right, and it shows that women, they summon chaotic afterlife energy. He's right about that.
Yep.
I love this guy.
Yep, I love this guy.
You are familiar that Peterman went underground or disappeared from the public eye around the time of the La Voyage dans la Lune prequel that introduced female characters into that canon.
I don't blame him. This is a beautiful walled garden, and I'd like to hear what Mr. Peterman, why he's brought us here.
Tu says the following: Our agents have been observing you in San Francisco. We know that you have access to Enoch Musk and Tachyon Laboratories. You are the only ones that we think can help put a stop to this rocket.
Why do you want to stop it?
Yeah. I'd like to watch it just go into space.
Yeah, you're not rooting for him?
Peterman can explain more.
Maybe he should do that.
2 leads you inside the chalet. It's gorgeous and massive. The walls are cluttered with strange and eclectic art, Soviet posters, Mandarin scrolls, African masks, things of this nature. You notice 2 things. 1, there are many men wearing black tunics and black berets, cleaning, constantly cleaning. And 2, they're all men. There is nary a woman to be seen. Even the peacocks are male. You are led up a grand staircase to a set of double doors guarded by 2 men. You see from their badges number 7 and 9. They nod and open the doors. Inside is a large bedroom. An old and sickly man sits in the bed. He is surrounded by uneaten plates of meat, thick steaks barely touched, an entire suckling pig with just 1 bite taken out of it. With a limp hand, he beckons you to come close.
I think we should approach him, Dr. Peterman. This is a fellow Dr. William Hackenbush, also a prisoner of academia, if you will, in the rather unfashionable field of phrenology, which continues to be assailed by the illogical and unscientific. And as such, as a phrenologist, I have watched your work from afar with great esteem and respect, and it is an honor to meet you, sir.
You're Dr. Hackenbush, Professor Hackenbush. Your obsequiousness does you no favors. But I thank you nonetheless. Capone boys, there's not much time left. Listen closely, sport. Learn the truth, all right? You ready there?
Ready.
Lay it on me.
Ready.
When I was a younger man, just beginning my academic career, I by chance ingested a substance from the chemistry department. Put me to sleep for a long time. I awoke in a land that I call the Void. It's a land not unlike our land, beyond our land. A place with no time, no physics. For many years, I've wandered this land in my dreams. There I studied at the feet of the greatest teachers in the universe. There I recoiled in horror at the most grotesque monstrosities. So we have teachers, and we have monsters. What do we have there?
Sounds like the modern university, am I right?
He turns to Matt and Felix. What do we got?
It's fucking not good, dude. I can tell you that.
Miss me with it is what I say.
That's
Miss me
right.
with it.
That's right. We have chaos. Okay? Now what's the
That's what I was
opposite?
saying.
Now what's the opposite of chaos?
Gotta think
Non-chaos.
A made bed.
Okay.
Anti-chaos.
A
Okay.
clean room.
a
Okay.
tall glass of milk to drink when you wake up.
Okay, that's right. It's the patriarchal world of light. That's the opposite of
That's what I'm
chaos.
saying. Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
Totally, dude.
Our
Yeah.
reality.
My sister was actually allergic to light, so she would only ever be in the dark.
Wow, that's
Our
crazy.
reality is the world of light. But that reality, that other void reality, is mapped onto ours, hidden by a gossamer curtain, never truly apart from ours. It's only through maintaining the world of light, by cultivating our walled garden, that we can keep the chaos of the void at bay, okay?
No,
All right?
Professor, I've cut all chaotic people out of my life. Like after I just went to rehab, sir, I'm sober.
Next to the realm that we live in, there's a realm where the rules of physics, math, logic, and reason don't apply. Are you talking about a different dark universe or the humanities department of a major university? Boom.
Dude, fucking get their ass.
Dude, let's go.
I should note here that he looks very sickly on the edge of death.
Professor, are you like dying?
My mental travels have taken their toll on my corporeal frame, but my end has been accelerated. I have been poisoned.
By whom, Doctor?
I can only suspect the forces of chaos. Our scientists determined apple cider was slipped into my gravy.
Oh, that's
Not apple cider. That's known to be a madness instigator.
Poison! It's poison! Like most of the food that we eat. But with the void. Now, what do you think? In the law of opposites, secures our world from chaos. Or the chaos of the void. Explaining the void. You following this?
Male energy.
Energy, the phallus, and like a big steak with no salt or sauce or anything.
Hierarchy, okay? Hierarchy maintains order. The Egyptians knew this. That's why they gifted us the pyramid, okay? In our time, the lowly Swede toils in the fields so the noble congressman may be well fed. The wife darns socks so the father's feet may be clad, okay? That's the order of things, is the hierarchy. And the forces in the void, you know what they want to do? They want to upend this hierarchy, okay? That's what we got. They want to tear a rift into our world and bring chaos into the world. That's elementary, okay?
What Dr. Peterman is describing sounds a lot like what I witnessed at Eon Flux's headquarters, or Enoch Musk's headquarters, when his girlfriend Slimes was rutting with the Chadwick beast, who, again, insulted me deeply.
That guy's a fucking pussy.
Slimes, that one, the chanteuse. Oh, you notice her garish purple hair. You see that anywhere? That's right. It's called aposematism. It's a warning signal used by animals to ward off predators. Throw them off her trail. She wants you to keep away. But even in the void, there's hierarchy. Atop that hierarchy is Azoth, the Emperor of the Gods. His plenipotentiary is a figure I've met many times in the void. I've done battle with him, okay? A creature known as Nayar. And now you have met Nayar as well.
What? Wait, I
First of all, Professor, that's not your word.
I don't think I've met any Nayars.
Oh,
recently.
Really? All right, sit down. Buckle up, why don't you? All right? When hierarchies break down in human societies, a figure inevitably appears, okay? Figure who preys on the weakness of men and the lack of order. I've identified 3 such figures in my studies. In the 3rd millennium before Christ, there emerged a leader in the Nile Valley known as Neferin-Ka, the Black Pharaoh. Okay, he tormented the Egyptians with dark magic before he was put away by an alliance of Mesopotamians led by the great hero Gilgamesh. Peterman gestures towards a hieroglyphic frieze in his bedroom. You observe it, you look at it closely. The first panel shows a burly man making that gesture that one arm is raised and the other arm is downturned. Behind him are 5 females. In the second row of that frieze are 5 males who are making walking with a long stride, looking downward. There's only 1 female in that frieze.
This is all striking a deep resonance with me, both as an academic and someone who is exposed to slimes and the Chadwick creature that we saw at Tachyon Labs. This Chadwick character is in fact some sort of embodiment of ancient mystical lore, as what we're seeing here in these hieroglyphs.
Oh, good guess, Bucko. Well done. You get a gold star there. You happy about that? You get a trophy.
Yes,
all right.
I
you put
am.
that one together, huh?
I am happy.
If you follow my writings, my treatises, you know that figures emerge in every society. The same figure. In the 12th century, the Mongols became weak after permitting women to ride horses and